environments where you'd want to use output encoding. So that one I would definitely recommend using the reference implementation on. Same with validation. Validation is another one of those things that a lot of people mess up. Blacklist validation, it's bad. No, absolutely not. The purpose of the API is to tie everything together under one place. It's similar to any other separation of concern framework there is. Spring separates business logic from persistence logic. ASAPI separates security logic from the rest of your application. So if you need to change something in your security architecture, you make the change in one place and it's replicated across the entire application. That's the primary purpose of it. So you still have to have skilled developers to write the actual security implementations. That's unfortunately, we haven't found a way around that one yet. Any other questions? Releasing which? Okay, so that's actually a really good question. We're currently trying to get our encryption for the 2.0 release reviewed, peer reviewed by some encryption cryptography experts, which is pretty important considering we just basically rewrote the entire cryptography component of the ASAPI. If you are using ASAPI 1.4 for Java, do not use the reference implementation encryption. It is not secure. It uses standard AES encryption, which I'm not an encryption guy by any means, but I know that's bad. So as it stands right now, we're looking at probably within the next 3 months, hopefully, getting the GA release out. But what's out there right now, the release candidate is stable, and it is pretty much done. So what you get there is, unless somebody finds something serious, what you're going to get when we go GA. So if you're in development, you can develop against that library without concerns of APIs changing or anything of that nature. Anybody else? Sure. For messaging? So as far as validation is concerned, everything right now, for the most part, is written around regular expressions. Regular expressions in Java, I don't know about other languages, but by nature, they're I-18N aware. So, you can write your validation for whatever language you want. You may have to have a validation rule for in English and another one for in Chinese or whatnot, but the validation rules themselves are language agnostic. They don't really care because they're just regular expressions. Did you find anything out about the projector? Okay, so I'll just kind of wrap up with the summary here. I think I remember what I was going to say. The biggie thing here to remember, the big takeaway I'm hoping that everybody gets is that the ASAPI is not meant to be the end-all solution to all of your security woes in code. That was never our goal. Our goal is to make sure that it is simple for developers to use security controls. Security controls, as I said, still have to be written by skilled developers, still should be reviewed regularly, need to be updated regularly. If you're using Jazz for your authentication, you're going to want to keep your Jazz libraries updated, et cetera, et cetera. The other big takeaway is that it's really easy to use and it's really easy to learn. You saw the encoder interface, which probably is one of the biggest advantages to using the Enterprise Security API, and it's been my kind of shoe-in on lots of development projects because, as I said, output encoding, very difficult to write. So if it's something that you want to test the waters with, it's very easy to get it into your application, start using for output encoding and for validation, and let it prove itself. I will also briefly mention that anybody that is developers and security professionals, we're definitely looking for people to help with the project. This is an open source project. We'd love to have people submit bugs. So if your development department starts using it and you discover something, hit us up on the email list. Get on the email list, get involved. It's a really great project. And we make it for all of you guys. So, well, and me. Makes my job easier too. So, any further questions? All right. Well, thanks everybody. Sorry the projector kind of quit and I didn't get to finish the code samples, but I will have a link to the code samples up on the FROC page with my bio on it, as well as all the slides. So